Mike Violet back here on the pregame show on Sports Radio 1160 WSKW. The Score. We talked to the coaches. First, we talked to Cony head coach B.L. Lippert. Coach, congratulations on making it to a regional championship game.
Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate it, Mike.
Last week against Messalonski, I think we can go so far as to call that a dominant performance, even though your guy threw 5 interceptions in the second quarter. How can you win a game like that when your quarterback throws 5 picks all in the same quarter?
First of all, that might be a national record. I don't know if you can throw 6 in a quarter. That's almost impossible to do. And what was great about it is Parker is so unflappable. I kind of was gauging his attitude after each successive pick, and he didn't waver for 1 second, which speaks to his confidence, which speaks to his ability to kind of put things in the past. And our team rallied, played really well defensively. We gave up 1 touchdown. On the defensive side, we had a pick 6 where a couple of the picks weren't his fault. One Hail Mary at the end of the half. On pick 6, we missed the block, and he threw it as he was supposed to, and we just didn't block him. So it certainly wasn't all his fault. 1 call was a really bad call by me. So I think our team just sort of rallied around it, and at the half we said, we've turned it over 6 times, twice in the red zone, and we're tied 14-all. So we were able to stick together, and I played a really good second half, particularly on the defensive side. Came out of there with a win.
I thought your defense was outstanding. For a coach like you and a team like you that's known for its offense, that was a smothering defense against Tatum Doucetta, the Messalonski defense. He had a perfectly terrible day throwing the football. They never got Sam Doobie untracked on the ground. And other than that one long touchdown run, that was it. You had a pick 6 there that they scored on. Your defense, was that their best game all year?
Yeah, probably. Honestly, they played really well. Coach Bishop, our defensive coordinator, had a really good defensive game plan, and we stuck to that. And we thought we had a good plan. Our kids went out and executed it. We tackled well in space. He had a couple times where he looked like he was going to break a run, and Anderson St. Ange tackled him for a 4-yard gain. And so, those could have been in the week 3 game. He broke one for 65 yards, and it looked like we'd never tackled before. And we kind of challenged our defense. We got to tackle him when he takes off. We got to tackle Doobie and limit the big plays in the pass game. And with the exception of the one option down our sideline where we missed the tackle, we did a really good job all day tackling.
Talking to Cony coach B.L. Lippert ahead of this afternoon's game with the Lawrence Bulldogs here on the Score. You lost 3 of your first 4. The 2 losses in there, Messalonski, where you lost 39-21, and you had guys getting hurt all over the place, lost several players for the year. And then your first game out of that was the Lawrence game, where they shellacked you 40-7, almost had 500 yards rushing. That may, I think it's easy to say, have been your lowest point of the year. 6 in a row since that time, BL. What's been the key to running off 6 straight wins and recovering from that start where you were 1-3?
Well, I think, just kind of going back to the drawing board and addressing some of the issues we were having against the run. And, those will certainly be tested today. Lawrence runs the football, and they're going to run it, at us all day long today, we assume. So we addressed some of the run concerns we had. We changed up a little bit personnel-wise. But the biggest thing is, the young guys that we weren't really expecting to play much against Meso in the second half or against Lawrence, some of those guys have really matured and have gotten better. And, one thing leads to another. You get a tough overtime win at Mount Blue, and then we start playing really well. And we've got a little bit of momentum going now, and hopefully we can carry that over into today's game.
What have you seen from Lawrence? I mean, they're it's bread and butter, meat and potatoes. They it's 3 yards, and if there could be a cloud of dust on that field in Winthrop, there would be a cloud of dust. They're the best running team I've seen this year. Yeah,
it's more like 8 yards in a cloud of dust, I'm afraid.
You're right. Yeah.
They're running the football really well. And the thing with them is, last year you could sort of understand that Parker Higgins was going to get a lion's share of the carries. And right now, you have no idea if it's going to Gage Martin, if it's going to Colton Carter. They're going to hand the ball off to a bunch of different players, and Michael Hamlin orchestrating it all. He can run the football. He certainly throws the football well. So they're just really tough to predict. We go through every week and try to sort of figure out some tendencies by formation, by motion, whatever it might be. And there's really none. So we look at Lawrence, and we can't tell the kids, hey, when there's formation and they motion, this is the play. There's just none of that. Coach Lindlof does a really good job with their offense to kind of make them unpredictable. And when they're balanced, they're probably at their best. And that's what they are this year. And they've dominated Class B from the outset. And we got a big challenge ahead of us today, but we're thrilled to have that opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach. Their running game is fantastic, and I think they've done a good job, Kenny Lindlof and the staff, their offensive coordinator, of letting Michael Hamlin throw at the right times. They use that play action thing where he rolls out, they hit the tight end. He's been very, very good at that. But Do you go into this game thinking we've got to do everything in our power to stop the run, load up 8 men on the line of scrimmage, that kind of stuff? Or how do you play this? Yeah,
it's pretty much the game plan. I mean, we have to stop the run and force them to pass. And in doing so, you got to commit a few more guys to the box, and it maybe opens up the opportunity for some pass plays for them. But we experienced 483 yards rushing against us in week 4, and that's a pretty bad feeling. It's just they're getting run over. And that, even within that game, we tried to put extra guys in the box. We just really couldn't find an answer. Part of that was we were adjusting to new personnel, and part of that was Lawrence is really good. So we've got to commit to stopping the run. That's pretty simple, and that might open up some pass plays, as I said. But first things first, you got to stop trap. You got to stop buck sweep. And if you don't, it's going to be a long day.
Offensively, obviously, more in throwing 5 picks is just remarkable that happens. A, because he's been that good this year, and B, that you are able to win, and really, I think, win kind of easily going away in the second half. You guys definitely dominated that game. So I was going to ask you, what do you need to not do today? Obviously, I would think that 5 interceptions is at the top of the list, but what do you need to do better in this game that you did not do against, say, Messalonsky last week?
Yeah, I mean, turnovers are a huge thing. You can't give them extra possessions because you give them the ball, and it might be 8 minutes on the game clock until you get it back. So you can't give them the ball, can't give them short fields. You have to be really good in the special teams, which is something Coach Harrison really preaches, so you got to make sure you're cleaned up there. And we want to kind of control the ball, and that's weird to say with the pass offense.
Right.
But, we can live with the underneath passes and take our shots when they're available, but we can't have a lot of 3-and-outs. We can't have a lot of opportunities where, they're getting the ball back and our defense is on the field for an entire quarter. So a lot of it's, controlling the ball, picking up our first downs, and when the opportunities present themselves in the pass game, we got to hit them.
The Parker show, obviously, for your side, has gotten a lot of attention. Parker Morin, your young sophomore quarterback, who I know you love, and obviously the speed of Parker Surgeon on the outside. But how about the rise of Ethan Demmons to be an unsung hero? He had a great game last week. He not only scored 2 touchdowns, but when you called that onside kick, he recovered it.
Yeah, Ethan's been everywhere, and he got hurt in the preseason right before our first game and missed the first 3 or 4 weeks, and actually I think came back for Lawrence the first time, had a couple catches for 65 yards or something. So he's just gotten better and better. He understands the offense, and he probably could play corner for us. He should be on every special teams, but we're trying to bring him back a little bit slowly. And when that onside kick was called, we said, let's get our fastest guy out there to go recover it, and he did. So he's been a weapon. He scored on the reverse. He's catches screens. He's certainly got a vertical component because of his, probably 4.7 speed. So just another sophomore that's making big plays for us down the stretch.
You got another funky trick play in your bag of tricks this week, Coach?
Mike, we got them all, always. We always practice those things just in case you need them, just in case you need them. So you don't want to call them, but, I didn't want to call them onside kick, but we really felt like we had to, flip the momentum to start the second half. And so you got to have them ready if you need them. And if we don't need them, that's a good sign. But if we do need them, we'll call them, there's no doubt.
I'm curious, how much do you practice that?
We have a special teams period where we practice that, early in the week and then review it on our walkthrough. And certainly trick plays offensively are sort of dictated by the defense. We have a couple that we kind of have standard calls, but then a few, particular ones for the team we're playing. So we spend 20 to 30 minutes a week reviewing some of that stuff.
Yeah, and once you finally grab the golf club out of Landon Foster's hands, that's made a huge difference as well. Legatron is one heck of a kicker.
Yeah, he's a weapon for sure. And, we were just thrilled that he wanted to be our kicker. He didn't kick down at South Portland week 1. He transferred over from golf, and he almost played football. He was with us for some of the summer and ultimately decided not to play and then wasn't having fun with golf. His golf coach called me and said he really should be playing football. So he kicked just for the first 3 weeks. And then week 4 or week 5, he said, I wouldn't mind trying to play some defense. And so he's been an outside linebacker for us. He runs and covers pretty well. He can tackle. So a nice addition, little midseason addition to the defense. He's another name that, didn't play against Lawrence defensively the first time around. So we got a few new guys, and Landon's kicking has been, really, really effective. We've recovered 2 onside kicks. He's made a 39-yard field goal. The kickoffs are, typically inside the 10. So he's a weapon.
He sure is. Cony head coach B.L. Lippert. B.L., thank you very much for the time today. Congratulations on getting here, and best of luck in today's game.
Thank you. I very much appreciate it.